younger brother?
I have a sister, she's 25 years old.
So I have a brother who is 7 years older than me, and I have a sister who is 10 years older than me.
Yes, big time. For example, I was allowed for sleepovers after when I was in 11th, and my sister's been going for sleepovers since she was in 8th or 9th.
No, not really, because the age difference between me and my sister is just 1.5 years.
When I hear about my siblings' childhood, it feels like a completely different lifestyle to me because I was so young and there was such a huge age difference that the kind of social life and the kind of parental involvement that they had was totally different.
I was brought up more conventionally while he was brought up a little more lenient. So I think, yeah.
No, I do not think that the first child being the smartest is a very accurate stereotype.
People think this because usually the elder child does very mainstream studies very mainstream subjects in college. So, and automatically, when you start thinking that, oh, this kid has done engineering, you start thinking, okay, maybe this kid is smart, that's why he did engineering. So I think it's very much based on your perspective what you call smart.
I want to say yes, but being elder or younger, I don't think it affects your smartness or your intelligence.
I absolutely think that the first child is the smarter child. Like, I'm the first child and I'm definitely smarter than my brother.
We have always kept each other's secrets. We help each other out a lot, but at the same time, we are not so sisterly. We do not stick to each other.
Like there are times when I really want to strangle her, but at the same time, we're very in sync with each other.
I think I share a pretty cordial relationship with my brother. I think he's at that age where he's sort of an adolescent, so yeah, it's fun, irritating and stuff, and he's very easily irritated too.
So I used to share a really different relationship with my siblings when I was younger because there's a huge age difference. They're practically like another set of parents for me.
Yeah, definitely. I think me being the elder one, I have always wanted to be a leader because everything used to go according to me in my house. When we were younger, of course, it's not the same right now.
I think being the third child, being the youngest, is like a cornerstone of my personality. It's led me to be a lot more, rebellious, a lot more stubborn, a lot more relaxed about things because I know that my siblings always have my back.
In most cases, the exposure is different based on your birth order, and that defines your personality. So I guess indirectly, in some sort of a small way, yeah.
It used to be me, but now not so much.
I don't think there was anything like winning the fight because both of us would just be sent into our rooms to stop fighting.
Me, I always win fights. I'm the youngest.
There is no winning fights when you're an elder brother or an elder sibling for that matter.
It's literally just today I was having a fight with my brother and my dad was like, leave Pratna alone. And I'm like, yeah, leave me alone. I'm always gonna win.
Only how much more at blame are you than your younger sibling? So there is no winning fights. It's always my fault. It's just how badly is it my fault?
A lot of things. Again, the way that I was brought up was so different in my siblings. I think parents realize after having their first or second child that being very disciplined with the kid never really works out and they're going to turn out the way they turn out no matter what you do.
I think there was a big difference. I had to abide by a lot of rules, whereas I don't think she has ever heard the word no.
They basically paved the way for all of this freedom and stuff, and I just waltzed in and went for a sleepover and did whatever I liked.
I think in general the timeline sort of reduces for the younger sibling. So if I got my phone and say in 10th grade, he'd probably get it in 6th. So yeah, I think as years go by, parents sort of become more lenient or they essentially give up.
Really just depends on the kid. Because you can hear stuff like, oh yeah, the first child is the most rebellious, the middle child is the most rebellious, the son is the most rebellious, daughters are more rebellious.
I actually think that the elder child ends up more rebellious. I think once you grow up and you see the sort of disparity between like the way you're brought up and a little more lenient approach taken by parents for your younger sibling, you sort of tend to get rebellious.
Because I think when they grow older, suddenly they want to be more seen and heard.
I think being rebellious is something to do more individualistically, and it has nothing to do with being a elder sibling or a younger.
I'm personally the most rebellious in my family, but that's just because I'm queer. So like just following my identity makes me rebellious technically.
I think it would be quite lonely.
Honestly, I feel like it would be very lonely.
I think it would have been very lonely.
At the moment, my sister has gone to do her further studies, and yeah, so I'm alone at home with my parents, and it feels like there's something missing.
I think your perspective of the world is really different because you always had, you didn't have to probably share and socialize a lot at a younger age like maybe someone who had siblings did.
I was an only child for 9 years and I hated it, so I kept pestering my parents to give me a sibling, and apparently they gave him.
So I feel like you have a more self-centric worldview, and it might have like an effect on how you interact with the world. But honestly, I think it would be a bit lonely to grow up with that.